The Gulf Coast Growth Show is sponsored by Chevron Pasadena Refinery and is an extension of the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region, where our mission is to market and grow a vibrant regional economy.
Welcome to the Gulf Coast Growth Show. As you can tell, I'm not Jason Lee, your host. This is Chad Burke, president of the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region. This will be a one-off show, but one that I'm really excited to do. Today, what I want to do is introduce our incoming chairman, Rob Bacon. Rob is, and hang with me on the title, Rob is Venture Manufacturing Manager, Major Growth Ventures, ExxonMobil Product Solutions Group. So that's a mouthful, but it's a very important title because I know you're doing some really neat things, and we'll let you talk about that in a little bit. But we wanted to take the opportunity to introduce Rob as our incoming chairman, just to let you get to know him a little bit better. So with that, Rob, welcome. Thank you for being leadership here at the Economic Alliance, and really looking forward to working with you really closely as chairman over the next couple of years. So take a couple of minutes and let us get to know you a little bit better, how your career brought you to this point, and then tell us a little bit about, personal life and family. We'd love to get to know you better.
Okay, great. Thanks, Chad. And appreciate the opportunity to be on the podcast today and to be the chair for the next 2 years for Economic Alliance. A little bit about my background. First, personally, I grew up in Beaumont, so just down the road. I'm native Texan. My wife and I both grew up in Beaumont, my wife Amy and I. So we've been in the neighborhood a long time. We grew up, we're high school sweethearts, and we went off to A&M and both studied there and got married a year after graduation. Nice. So we've been married for now 33 years and been together for a long time. So our daughter Ellie is now 24, and she is in her final semester of law school and up at Georgetown Law up in D.C., and she is going to be starting her career here in September, and we're really proud of the work that she's doing. And,
excellent. Bringing her back to Houston, though, right?
No, she's going to be working in D.C.
Oh, okay. So
we'll be going up to D.C. quite a bit.
We'll visit her when we head to D.C. in April.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to have a trip up there for sure. So we're grew up in the region here. Actually, have roots going back to this region for a long time. My mother went to Pasadena High School, so she grew up just down the road. And she grew up in Cleveland and then went to Pasadena High. My father went to Milby High School. Okay. So he's from this area in Houston.
A lot of Milby grads still around. Right. Karen Gregory on our staff is a Milby grad as well. So awesome. yeah, lots of Senator Carol Alvarado, Milby grad. So yeah, we got a lot of friends from Milby.
Yeah, absolutely. So this area has been a big part of my life, for my entire life. So coming here to visit my grandparents when I was growing up, coming to Pasadena and the area was a big piece of the life. So I'm excited to see how the region has grown over the years and to see what Economic Alliance is doing to make this region, which I do consider this area home, continue to grow and have a lot of opportunity for the folks that live in this area.
Yeah.
So
now, you've been with ExxonMobil for 31 years,
32, almost. So it'll be 33 in June.
Which came first, the marriage or ExxonMobil? It's kind of right there, the same time frame.
Same time frame, yeah, very soon after. So Amy and I both went to A&M. She's a history major, and she works for the A&M Foundation now. But it's also an Aggie author. She's
doing the Lord's work, raising money for Texas A&M.
That is correct.
Everybody here knows that I'm an Aggie grad as well. So.
That's correct. So A&M is still a big part of our lives. But I started work straight out of school with Exxon and Exxon Chemical at the time in Baytown, and as a unit engineer there. So back in '91. And then Amy and I got married a year later in '92. So we got engaged soon after I started work. Because I always like to say it's best to start start off life with a little bit of money.
Yeah, I've got a job now.
Right.
Now I can get married.
I got a job now. I can buy the ring and we can
Yeah.
get married. So
Excellent.
So we got married in '92. So my career with Exxon, I've spent large part of my career in manufacturing, and some in the business unit. So I started in Baytown, worked there for about 5 or 6 years. Had a great opportunity to have an assignment in Rotterdam for 2 years on a startup of a large project there, pretty early in my career. So that was a great opportunity, and it was really one of the best opportunities for Amy and I, both personally and professionally, living overseas for a couple of years. I then came back to Baytown for 5 years and did some different roles my first supervisor roles in the plant. And went to our headquarters where I did some global planning, and then was on the business unit doing as a business team leader for North America. And then I had the opportunity to go to Baton Rouge and work as a department head in the Baton Rouge chemical plant, and came back to our headquarters back in 2012, I think it was, where I did some global benchmarking for our manufacturing facilities. And then I had the opportunity to come back to Baytown after being gone from Baytown for about, I think it was 13 years or so. And I was in our chemicals technology organization, where I was the operations manager, and then I became the site and operations manager, which is when I became involved with the Economic Alliance at the time.
Yeah. So when we met, you were site manager,
Correct.
I think, for technology, chemicals technology, right?
Right.
So
That's
the
right.
proper way to say that.
That's
so
right.
Any new technology. Lots of neat development going on in that. And you had mentioned to me once before, how many labs did y'all have?
Oh, I can't remember the numbers now. We had, it's over 100 labs. And, I can't remember 50 pilot plants or so. It was a large number.
A phenomenal facility.
Right. So that's where our largest chemicals technology center is
right here in Baytown.
Right here in Baytown.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
so it was a great opportunity. Really enjoyed that role, and I'm very fortunate that it led me to the opportunity to work with Economic Alliance. And then the last several years, I've been in our spring campus, working in some advisory roles and planning roles, and then recently I've moved into the role as a venture manufacturing manager for one of our ventures in our major growth ventures.
So for the layman out there, that means that you are evaluating a potential new project, correct?
Yes, our group is responsible for looking at the larger growth ventures for our product solutions organization globally.
Which I think it's just an amazing position and job to be in. You get to kind of look into the future and see what's next. But it also, I think, is really appropriate for you to be a chairman of the Economic Alliance, because that's our role. Our job here is to grow that economy. We're always looking to capture those projects. Now, whether we capture the project you're working on, that's not our decision, but we want to do anything we can to help you, right? So as the Economic Alliance, we want to be competitive in the region, so that when you and companies like Exxon are making those evaluations, they can see, okay, hey, this region has the infrastructure, the supply chain, the workforce, everything that it might need to make a successful project move forward. So I love that that's the job you're doing. That's the role that we have here too.
Right.
Hopefully those intersect at some point in the future.
Yeah, well, it's great for us to be able to provide insight to the organization around things that it takes to support growth in a particular region.
Yeah, and we've tried to hammer through some of those issues before over the last year or two with things like supply chain and exporting and things like that, and issues that you have been in a position to bring to us as ways to improve this region. So I appreciate your kind of insight and involvement in that role that we can play. So
it's been very exciting to get involved with that.
So let's jump in real quick. So to that role, what kind of attracted you to the role of chairman? I know we were very honored to have you, but from your perspective, what do you see as the attraction there?
Okay, yeah thanks. For me, we talked about when I became involved with the Economic Alliance. So I've been honored to be on on the board for the last 3 years, I guess. I came on board right as COVID was hitting.
Yeah.
So I think we had the banquet in person, and I don't think we even had a meeting in person before we went to Zoom.
Yeah.
And to me, seeing one of the first things that really hit me was to see the team pivot and the organization pivot to put on the GCIF, the industry forum, and having to pivot and put that on Zoom when nobody really knew how to even use Zoom for meetings at that time, much less a larger conference. And seeing the team and the members come together to be able to pull that off and to have, I think it was 800 or 1,000 people attend.
Yeah, that was amazing. And all credit goes to the staff for that. But yeah, we had well over 1,000 people log in, and it was all day, all virtual, just dozens of speakers and panels. It was a phenomenal,
and high quality speakers and panelists.
That was it's still hard to believe that we pulled that off, but thank you.
So to me, I mean, that's one of those key moments where I was able to see the strength of the alliance and the quality of the speakers and the quality of the teamwork for all the members to pull that off. And so that to me was a very special moment. Some of the other things that we've worked through as a team to help support the growth and to remove bottlenecks, for instance, within the region, I think were other key things that led me to be very honored to be asked to be the chair for the next 2 years. So when you asked me to continue on for another 2 years, I was very happy to do it, and I'm excited about it.
Excellent. So that kind of leads me into my next question. What do you see is the main role or strengths of the Economic Alliance that we need to be kind of leaning into?
Okay. I think one of the key strength, right, is really to help support the economic growth and the vitality of the region. And the key thing I see, the Economic Alliance is a really excellent connector for the members to connect with each other, but large and small companies, but to connect and to remove problems within the region with support of our regional politicians, administrators, everybody who makes things happen in the region, either from a local standpoint, a regional standpoint, and from a federal government perspective, because it does take everybody on many of these difficult issues to come together and really understand how we can address the problems.
Well, and
opportunities.
To build off of that's really what I find the most enjoyable aspect about the entire organization is the relationships and the ability to work together to solve problems.
Right.
We Chad Carson, our VP of Economic Development, keeps track of all the project wins and the capital investment and the job creation. But at the same time, I think just as invaluable, and he tracks this, we try and work on this together, is we call it solutions, right? So what are those examples where we've been able to connect people to bring a solution to the table and make something work better in the region? And they just happen kind of organically over and over because of the relationships that we have, whether it's, hey, we need a turning lane on this road in front of this facility, or we need a permit, or we need sit-down conversation with the county or the city. So those relationships that we are able to have organically in the region, and then to be able to put those people together to solve problems, it's one of the most satisfying things we do. And frankly, I think it adds as much or more value than some of the work we do on the big projects. Because those are the giant milestones that come through when we land a project or able to kind of help announce a project. But the day-to-day working of the region really helps make it attractive and function in a way that people like to work here. They want to do business here. They want to get to know the people. Those are the enjoyable things. And so I think you hit on a real salient point.
I agree. I mean, it's everything from the small little roadblock to take care of, to getting all the right people to comment and have an ability to influence the larger activities that we have in front of us. particularly where it comes to transportation, right? And that's a big piece of the coordination and the work that the Economic Alliance does. And that transportation is important to everybody, either on our commutes to work or in our ability to move products through the region. And to see what the Economic Alliance does in that particular area, to me, is very impressive. And we have a lot of challenges, right? I mean, this area has grown. The port continues to expand and has grown like, many of us couldn't even believe 5-10 years ago. And to see that, and then you have, end up with challenges with the traffic, right, that goes along with that, and getting the right input and from the organization into the 146 studies and the 225 study, right, and then ship channel widening, those types of things that the area is addressing. It's very important, and that gives your members a voice and input into those that they might not necessarily have had otherwise. So I think the work that the Alliance is doing is really, really great in this area.
Well, that is very well said, and I did not pay him to say that, but that's exactly the way that it works, and just time and time again. In fact, we just had another inquiry about our direct connectors, our flyovers at Beltway 8 and 225.
Right. I can't wait for those to get put in.
Oh, yes. In fact, Commissioner Garcia shot us an email and said, hey, just got an opportunity to comment on this. This is emails that happened this week. And they said, hey, we're still soliciting conversations about that. I just immediately pulled up the letter signed by over 25 stakeholders in the region, everyone from industry association to congressmen and women, state senators, all of our mayors, organizations that support this region. And I was able to just forward that letter with all of those signatures on it right to TxDOT to say, hey, this is our stance on this as a region,
right?
Because we all feel this, we all feel the importance and acknowledge, the priority of this. And so they immediately responded with, thank you so much for your input. This carries, a lot of weight with us. And so that's a perfect example. That just happened this week. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, excellent. Well, let's look into the future real quick.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about your vision for your chairmanship over the next couple of years. What would you like to see happen and us emphasize here?
Okay. I think for me, a big piece of it really is just the continuance of the great work that the Alliance has been doing. Again, mentioned the challenges for the region in terms of the transportation and really making sure we get good, solid input for these decade-long changes that are going to come, right? Especially when you look at the work that would be done on Highway 225, right?
Yeah,
that's
kind
of a generational project.
Yep.
And it's going to impact us while the construction's going on for numerous years. So getting the right input into those types of activities are very important. The activity around in the ship channel, the coastal spine input, all of those types of things that you're coordinating are very important. I think one of the other things, and we've talked about starting or getting more active in, is how do we better connect our members with each other and making sure that we understand the right contacts, maybe the types of opportunities that are available for members to support each other and to help grow the activity within the region. So I know that's an area for focus as well. Continuing to have a very strong Gulf Coast Industry Forum, I think is very important. The women's leadership lunches have been a huge success, and we want to continue to build upon that, as well as the other special activities or special topics that we might want to bring, the economic viewpoints that are shared with the different programs are also very important as part of the organization. So for me, it's pretty simple, and it's set up very well from Bob and from yourself and the team to continue to leverage the organization. The one thing I really am proud of being a part of this is you have a high amount of leverage within this organization. We're a very small staff that leverages the members to create a very large impact across the region and to really connect our members to help support the activities that they need support on.
Yeah.
And so a lot to be proud of. I'm extremely proud to be a part of this organization and really look forward to continuing to work with the Economic Alliance in this role for the next 2 years.
Well, I really, really appreciate that. We're looking forward to that. I will echo that. I don't know that our staff is outstanding, and you use the word leverage, but the amount of effectiveness and product and just overall work that comes out of this staff is fantastic. And the other thing, I will echo again your thoughts on kind of our member value and networking kind of initiative that we have, if we could put a name on it. Because of the ecosystem that we have this great opportunity to help our member companies work with each other and leverage all those great relationships and contacts. And so, yourself and some of our other executive board members have said, hey, let's shine a light on that. Let's really lean into helping our members work with our other members in the region. We've got some great plans in motion already, in operationally here inside with our new CRM program, with our connectivity to a searchable database, and then some real focused topical discussions and roundtables that I think we're going to move into this year to really try and make sure that everybody has that platform to try and work with someone else in the region, and preferably our Economic Alliance members. Right, there's more value in being in the organization if you can grow your company. Right, that's economic development on a different scale, but that's economic development.
Right,
so.
and it provides a really solid resource when new companies are coming in looking at this region for you and Chad and the team to show off the region, to show how attractive it is for them to do business here, because we are competing with other regions, for the different projects.
Well, that's a great vision. We appreciate your really support and commitment to being a leader in the Economic Alliance. The staff is phenomenal, and as we said, very, very productive. But we don't get anything done without the leadership really directing this, kind of where we want to go and those important issues that we need to attack. So really appreciate your leadership, our executive board, our full board, and all the members that participate. But you'll be carrying the flag for us for a couple of years, so we appreciate that.
I look forward to doing that. Yeah, that's a great organization. Again, I really look forward to being the chair for the next few years and keep progressing the great things that are occurring in this area.
Excellent. Well, with that, we'll wrap it up. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
And look for us on all the podcast platforms, and like and subscribe. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Gulf Coast Growth Show.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to go to the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region website and subscribe to our channels. And let's pay it forward by sharing the good news of what's happening in our region by passing this episode to somebody you know.